What is so goddamn appealing about the phone that you have to stare at it constantly? I just do not get it. TikTok, fuck off with that shit. Give me a break. I always feel a little bit anxious at the start of these hikes because I never know if I'm going to injure myself, damage my car on the gravel road, have a scary animal encounter. So even though these camping trips are my favorite thing in the world, I always feel somewhat anxious at the beginning because you never know what to expect. I think the unpredictability of these hikes is part of the fun, part of the appeal for me, a large part of the appeal. Because we spend so much time just kind of sleepwalking through our lives. This hike goes past a big, beautiful mountain lake where most people camp when they do this hike. But I'm going to keep going past the lake, hike up and over a ridge higher up into the mountains, and camp at two smaller alpine lakes, which is a much more secluded spot. Do you live a well-balanced life? I don't. I'm a very intense introvert, so I spend most of my time alone. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not having a lot of human interaction. I'm happiest when I'm alone, and I'm fine with that. I just get so much meaning out of connecting with nature. For instance, I just watched some bees sleeping in a flower. I took the time to just slow down, pay attention, be quiet, and watch this beautiful little bee sleeping in a flower. It was wonderful. As an introvert, I'm already disinclined to make connections with other people. But when I look around the world and I see how many people are just glued to their phones 24/7, it makes me even less interested in connecting with other people. I don't get why someone needs to be walking down the street and not looking around but staring at their phone. Not looking at the street in front of them, not noticing other people, but staring at fucking TikTok or whatever else those morons are looking at. In just about every one of my videos, I complain about how society has become so addicted to their phones, and I never hear back. No one ever leaves a comment saying, yeah, I feel the same way, or saying, this is why the phone is important. It's just shouting into the void. So please, please let me know if you feel the same way as me, or if you're a person who has a hard time putting their phone down. Please leave a comment and let me know either way, because I need to know that there are other people out there like me, and I also would love to know what is so goddamn appealing about the phone that you have to stare at it constantly. I just do not get it. There's an obesity epidemic in North America because the junk food companies have made their food taste so good and so irresistible that people just can't stop eating it. And so they gain a lot of weight. I feel like there's a mental obesity epidemic going on at the same time from people who just cannot put their phones down because the apps, the websites, the phone experience itself is just so addictive and so compelling that people can't put it down. But there's something called self-control. I read this quote one time from a person who was talking about junk food and obesity. And the person said, You know, junk food tastes good to skinny people too. So it's just a matter of recognizing that you're doing something unhealthy and changing your habits. Do you really enjoy staring at your phone nonstop all day long to get these little dopamine hits? I doubt it. I've got a steep section of boulders to climb here right now, and then I need to make my way up to a ridge. And then from the ridge, up and over a peak, along another ridge, and then down into a meadow where those two lakes are. Well, bad news. I'm almost at those lakes where I was planning on camping, and someone's down there. Someone is camping at the lake. I'm not sure where they came from. There must be access from a different part of that road that I came in on. But I'm definitely not camping down there. So I'm going to hike back the way I came. So you might be thinking, wait, why didn't you just go down to the lake and camp there? I'm sure they're very nice people. Yes, I'm sure they are very nice people. In fact, I probably have a lot in common with these people because they're backcountry campers. That's not the problem. The problem is I put a lot of effort into these hikes, and I like to spend time alone in the mountains when I'm on these hikes. And who knows, maybe the guy has a Bluetooth speaker and he likes to play music when he's camping. Or maybe even worse, he's a guitar player and he likes to bring out the guitar when he's camping. So I don't want any part of that. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to hear the human voice. I'm sure they're lovely people. I'm sure they would have been fine with me camping at the lake, but I wouldn't be fine with it because that's not why I come to these places. It's 8 p.m. and I started my hike at 10 a.m. It's a 10-hour hike. It's a very long hike with a lot of elevation gain and loss. So this has been a very full day. After quite a bit of searching, I found this great camp spot right here. It's a rock shelf with a great view across the valley, of some mountains across the valley. So this will be a really nice place to camp tonight. It's a pretty rainy morning here in the Coast Mountains. It rained all night, and I was worried that it would still be raining in the morning, and I was right. So I'm going to get pretty wet hiking out of here today. Sort of an anticlimactic end to this hiking trip. But they can't all be great. Anyway, thanks for joining me. See you next time.